This is like the one thing that I just don't understand. I don't understand how some companies are allowed to like merge. I don't understand. I truly don't understand. I don't get it. So I don't know how antitrust works in the United States. I just don't. I'm just not informed on it. What do you think about Sony cucking Microsoft from buying out Activision because they claim to cause a monopoly, even though there's... Here's what I don't understand. Is this too... I haven't thought through this take. I'm going to give a take that I haven't thought through at all. Ready? I don't think any company should be able to buy any other company. Boom. That's the take. I don't think any company should be able to buy any other company. Fuck you. You have a company, you do your shit, and that's it. There's no reason why you should own vertically every fucking part of your supply chain or horizontally all your competitors. I just don't think... I don't know if companies should ever be in the business of buying other companies. It just seems like the most free market, anti-competition thing in the fucking world. It's so stupid. What about Google buying startups? No, I don't think the model of you've got a huge company and the way that you compete is you just buy up anything that looks good. I don't think that's a healthy model for an environment, for firms to compete against each other. I don't like it. I just think it's stupid. Activision ruined Blizzard. Yeah, especially huge companies buying other huge companies. It's just so wild to me. It just seems like then Google could never be competitive with new technology. Then develop it. Invest in R&D. I don't know. It just seems dumb to me. I just think it's stupid. Some of these companies own way too much shit. Some of these companies own way too much shit. And I think we'd all be in a better world if it was a little bit more diversified. Where would small companies get the capital to start up then? From investors. What do you mean? Yeah, why the fuck is Disney allowed to buy Star Wars and Marvel and yeah, I have no idea. That just seems wild to me. Well, that just seems so stupid. Why would Disney be allowed to buy like Marvel and fucking, yeah, and the Star, it just seems so stupid. I don't know. So that we only pay one fucking subscription, you don't want to pay $10 a month for a rando studio streaming service? You mean like we already are? How many services do you have to pay for? Netflix, Amazon, I don't know, people still fucking use Hulu. YouTube Red or Spotify? What do you mean? Get Rage Pope in there? I can print you Rage Pope's exact answer. Rage Pope's gonna say, actually, it's beneficial to have mergers because ultimately it means that the cost is going to be lower for the consumer at the end, because by merging corporations, they're able to consolidate a lot of the internal structures of the company that's going to allow you to deliver a cheaper product at the end of the day for consumers. You don't want to have to deal with 52 different companies if you're trying to ship a product to your house. It's better to just let Amazon deal with all of it internally. That's going to be his answer, 100%. What's your rebuttal then? My rebuttal is that I think that companies can probably work out how to smooth or reduce the friction to the consumer at the end of the line anyway. I think they can work that out amongst themselves without having to be owned by one fucking company. And I worry sometimes that when... I wonder sometimes if the anti-competitive environment... The problem is it's easy to see the gains we make through consolidation.
I might be dumb as fuck, but our antitrust law is supporting a free market. Isn't that a regulated market? Are you pro-free or regulated market?
There is no such thing as free or regulated market. A true free market has to have some level of regulation. Unless you're a libertarian brain dipshit, you recognize that there are going to be ways you can exploit free markets in really anti-consumer ways. The most obvious case being a monopoly, right? And there are multiple types of monopolies too that exist that require some form of regulation or other externalities that have to be accounted for by some third-party arbitration like the government. How though? What's the mechanism, Destiny? What's the mechanism for how they would smooth it out at the end without integration of those companies? What do you mean, what's the mechanism?
About Max. It's cringe and bad faith. Debate me.
What do you mean, what's the mechanism? What are you talking about? You could fathom a million different mechanisms. Look at how we use OAuth services. I don't have, like, Google and Destiny.gg don't need to be owned by the same company for you to sign in with your Google account. What do you mean? There's a million different ways to facilitate communication between companies. I'm not convinced that those corporate savings trickled down to consumers. I can't think of a single product where the price came down for buyers after a merger. Maybe. I mean, we don't know how much they could have gone up anyways, but I mean, I'm sure price could have down a little bit. I don't think we know, I don't think we know what we could be gaining otherwise. That's always the issue, right? Is what would it look like in a more competitive environment?
With you moms.
How do smaller businesses hope to compete with larger companies in the industry if they aren't allowed to consolidate or merge? Explain this. They can't compete right now.
Or do they?
They can't compete because of mergers and consolidation. That's the issue, right? You're never going to compete with Google because if you do anything that's even slightly competitive with Google, they're just going to buy up all of your fucking competition, or they're going to buy you. There is no competition when these companies can buy every single other fucking company under the sun. I don't think, like, if I think philosophically how I would prefer like a free market to function, my idea of a good functioning healthy market isn't I'm a big company and anytime somebody else innovates, I'm just going to buy their shit. That just doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel good. That feels like a broken market. Like, there should be entities competing with each other, not, oh, those guys have a good thing, I'm going to buy them and own it now. Like, that doesn't seem like a healthy environment for competition. So in your world, if I make a company and it becomes successful and then I want to sell to a company like Google or whatever who it might provide a lot of value for, I wouldn't be allowed. I can't cash out. Why do you think you can't cash out? Why do you think that companies are the only things that can buy other companies? People can invest too, right? I don't know what you mean by that.